Hoppa, hoppa!
O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh,
Ending our Christmas markets tour at the Hofbrauer House here in Munich, Germany. So, we've traveled all around Germany. We finally ended up here in the capital of Bavaria. The King's Brew, the Hofbrauer Brew. Merry Christmas. Your adventure starts right here with David Ruffins Exploring Europe. We're traveling to Munich, and we're in a snowstorm. My goodness, it's coming down. It's 0 degrees Celsius. That's what, freezing? Woo. Okay, well, we made it to our final destination on our Christmas markets tour. We're here in Munich at Marienplatz, City Hall in the background. The Christmas tree, huge, shaking in the wind here. And the entire square of Marienplatz is loaded with Christmas cheer. Christmas adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. Hi!
Hi! Hoppa, hoppa!
We made it to the Castle Neuschwanstein, home of Mad King Ludwig of Bavaria. This castle was built in 1860s. Took about 20 years, a little more than 20 years to complete. And for this time of year, it's in a virtual winter wonderland.
Yes.
Your adventure starts here. This morning we're in Nuremberg at the Christmas markets here, one of Germany's most famous, probably the oldest Christmas market in Germany. Come on, let's go take a look. So Nuremberg is famous for these little sausages here. 3 little Nuremberger sausages. Pretty tasty. Okay, hello everybody. Thanks for attending Travel Talk Tuesday. Right now we're speaking with a friend of mine who lives in Rome, Italy, and her name is Julia Chapman. So welcome, Julia.
Hello, hi everyone.
Good to see you. Now you can tell right away that she's not an Italian. So tell us a little bit about your history and how you ended up in Rome.
Absolutely. So in my late 30s, I moved here when I was a kid at the age of 8. My mom is Italian, my dad's American. So I was born in the States, but once mom and dad divorced, mom got custody and she brought us all over here. And I've been splitting my time between the States and Italy ever since.
Great. And you're from Texas, I understand.
I am.
Right?
I
Yeah.
am. I'm from a working cattle ranch in Texas.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
where my American side is from, and my mom is from Venice, but she was born there. But after the war, her parents moved to Rome, and so I've been living in Rome. That's why I'm in Rome now.
Okay, very good. And you're married and you have children as well. And what are their ages?
So Victoria is my eldest, and she will be 12 in February. And then my youngest is Viola, and she just turned 7 a couple weeks ago.
So they're both very excited for the upcoming Christmas season and the big day of the 25th.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, yeah. So how do traditions differ there in Italy than here in the United States?
It's interesting because so I'd say, first of all, the Italians are a lot less focused on the presents. than what
Mhm.
we tend to be in the US. We tend to have these big Christmas trees in our den or the living room full of presents underneath. Italians exchange one present. So it's one to your father and one to your mother, and you
Mhm.
know, it's not 10 to your kids. So I'd say that's one of the biggest differences.
Okay.
They don't have Santa Claus. Italians don't use the tradition of Santa Claus that comes and brings presents. Or better, I'd say they don't have the tradition of the Christmas stocking more
Okay.
than Santa Claus per se, because Santa Claus is here. He just doesn't bring presents.
Okay.
But at the Italians, their big celebration is on December 24th. So traditionally, they all get together at one of the family's house. It's usually the grandparents' home, and they'll have a big dinner based with fish, off of fish, no meat. It's all fish, and then at midnight they stay awake. They play cards, no not like gambling, but you know, games and cards together.
Mhm.
And then at midnight, we exchange gifts. And then at, you know, a few minutes after that, we all go home, and then usually we go to the other grandparents' house on December 25th for lunch.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's usually what we do in Italy. This year will be a little bit different, because this year we will be on lockdown at 10 p.m. on the 24th,
Okay.
and starting the 25th, no moving around whatsoever, unless you have an emergency or unless you have to go to work.
Mhm.
So we won't be able to go visit anybody.
Wow. Now, what's the reason for the fish dinner on Christmas Eve?
Well, it's a Christian tradition. Way back
Mhm.
when meat was too expensive for special celebrations, you know,
Okay.
millennia ago, fish was a lot more affordable,
Okay.
and so that just kind of stayed throughout the centuries,
Uh,
where fish is served for that purpose.
Okay. Great. You mentioned that you're going on lockdown because of COVID-19, and that's how long will that last right now? If Christmas Day, and how much
Christmas.
further?
So the new, I'd say, law just came out yesterday, I think, and I really need to read through it more carefully. So I know that all restaurants, cafes, and etc. are all going to shut down on the 23rd, and
Hmm.
will not will not open back up until after the Epiphany, which is January
Okay.
6th.
Wow. Okay.
I know, I know, I
That's
know.
terrible for those restaurants and cafes and.
They are
Ooh.
already working at half speed, if you will, because they
Yeah.
all have to shut down by 6 p.m. already.
Hmm.
So they're taking off the big holiday, where a lot of families that are divorced,
Yeah.
fathers tend to go to restaurants, you know,
Sure.
sons they don't cook. So one of my neighbors is divorced, and he has his kids this year over the holidays, and he asked me if I prepared any food to bring him some food, because he's not a good cook. He was going to take him to a restaurant, but that kind of it won't work for him
Wow.
this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So schools will be closing on the 23rd,
Hmm.
and most schools won't open back up until after the Epiphany. I
Okay.
think of like the 7th or the 8th. Restriction wise, so 2 adults are allowed to move in the car, but only within 5-kilometer radius.
Wow.
Okay, so if you get pulled over, you have to have an ID. You have to
Hmm.
have a paper already filled out explaining where you're going or whom you're going to go visit and why and who these
Sure.
people are, what relationship you have with them. And you have to prove that you're within the 5-kilometer radius.
Wow.
Yeah. And kids under the age of 14 are not considered adults.
Hmm.
So I could theoretically go visit my in-laws.
Yeah.
I think maybe on the 25th. I still have to measure the exact distance.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'll be able to go to them. They might be a little bit further than 5 kilometers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Then
Well.
New Year's, nothing at all. Over New
Yeah.
Year's, like the 31st through the 3rd, complete lockdown.
Golly. Well.
We get the grandparents, and I think, like, my mom's in Umbria. She's in a different region.
Mm-hmm.
She's 71 this year, and because she's in a different region, we won't be able to see her at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
But she and I spoke on the phone yesterday, and she told me that she'd rather take the chance and see us at Christmas, because she has
Sure.
the only Christmas that she has left.
What's the prospect look like now about the vaccine coming to your country? Are they beginning to give the shots to anyone yet?
Yes, they're starting to. I have a friend who's a nurse, and she told me that they have gone to the various hospitals and have asked for who wants to volunteer. to
Okay.
get a vaccine. So my friend, she
Yeah.
doesn't want to. She's young. She's
Mhm.
not even 40 yet.
Yeah.
But some of the older people in the staff are going to decide to take a vaccine. So I think this is going to go first, obviously, to people who actually need it, hospitals, police, military, army, all that. And then it might reach the rest of the citizens.
Well,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I hope that enough people take it so that things return to normal as we work through 2021. And
Absolutely.
I sure am hoping that by June or July that I'll be able to come over to Rome and see you again in person. And that'll be just such a welcome change. I know you're itching to show people around the city and the Vatican Museum and all of that.
Yeah, I miss the crowds. I miss my tours and I miss the crowds. I got to the point where I'm missing it. It's been a long time since I've had a tour, like over a year now.
Well, we'll wrap this segment up, and so give us a Christmas greeting from Rome and in Italian, if you could, please.
Of course, we say tanti auguri, buone feste e buon Natale. So
Grazie.
happy celebration, happy holidays, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Julia. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, David.
We'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye, my friend. Bye-bye.
Okay, folks, thank you again for joining Travel Talk Tuesday. And I have here on the call my friend from Rome, Ilaria, and she and I have known each other for several years, and she works for me and with me as a tour guide in most years, not in 2020, but in most years. So Ilaria, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi everybody.
I'm sure some of the people will recognize you, I think, on this call tonight, I hope. Tell me, normally, in a normal year, what are some of the Christmas traditions that go on in Italy or in Rome?
Allora, I just speak Italian for this kind of little word, and then I will just speak in English, no problem. You know already, David? By the way, Christmas in Italy and especially in Rome is very important for our traditions. Let's say that normally the Christmas tree that you can see just behind me, this is a small one. The tradition says that we have to make our Christmas tree on the 8th of December. Okay. That this is going to be the day of the Madonna, of the Virgin Mary. So this is the tradition in Italy, but since lots also of involving traditions coming from abroad, it's something like 2 or 3 years that we are doing the Christmas tree and the decorations, something like at the end of November.
Ah, okay.
But normally, so the traditions is just doing the Christmas tree and the nativity scene, so the crib, the presepe, on the 8th of December.
Okay.
So this is tradition. Then what is it is very important for us, something like the tradition, is the night of the 24th of December.
Okay.
So for us, this is called the Vigilia. So that night before Christmas. And we are partying in a certain way the night. So the evening, we are doing a big table with lots of people. So imagine something like 30 or 40 people at a big table. Yes, so this is especially in the south. Yes. But let's say that Rome could be considered the south. Sure. So big table, full of relatives, parents, kids, nonni, nonne, everybody just at the table. And we are eating a lot. Wow. A lot. So normally traditions, so normally tradition says that on the 24th, we have to eat fish, just fish, no meat. So every kind of fish, of course, so pasta with fish, lots of starters, including fish, but just fish. And some of the Italians are just giving the gifts of Babbo Natale, so Santa Claus, during the night of the 24th.
Okay.
But the tradition says that you can give gifts to the kids or also to adults also on the day of the 25th. Okay. So it's up to you. It depends what, I don't know, maybe if you have some kids, you will do it in the 24th. If you don't have some kids, you're doing on the 25th. But it's okay. I mean, it's not a strict rule to observe. It's very important also to party the day of the 25th because it's the birth of Jesus. And on the 25th, we are eating meat.
Okay.
We are doing the pasta on our own. So if we have the machines or we are doing just with our hands, we are doing the pasta.
Yeah.
Tagliatelle, fettuccine, tortellini, everything you like, we are doing that.
Okay.
And normally you can do or the broth, so you can have something like a soup, so pasta in a soup, or you can have it just with a mixed sauce, with the ragu.
Okay.
So this is normally.
Yep.
What else? Meat, normally we are eating veal, but this is not so important. It's very important here to eat lamb.
Okay.
But a very young lamb. So something like a 6 months lamb. I know that is not, it's a little bit cruel, but this is a tradition.
Right.
This is especially on Christmas time and on Easter time.
Okay.
And it's called abbacchio. So the abbacchio is the little lamb.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
else?
What about around your neighborhood or the town you live in? Are there any decorations outside, lights and everything?
Oh, yes. Look also at the decoration outside of my window, if you see something.
I do, yes. Okay.
So these are home decorations. So lots of us are just decorating the balconies or what you have with all the Christmas decoration. And then there are the official ones in Rome. So a big Christmas tree. Yeah. Just it's a very particular one. Yes.
Okay.
And also in other small cities all around Rome, they are doing the so-called luminarie.
Okay.
So something like decorations. There seems to be something like statues representing animals or Santa Claus or a Christmas tree or something similar. And they will be enlightened during the night. So,
well, I don't want to keep you too long, but thank you so much for being a part of this call tonight. And could you wish us all a Merry Christmas in Italian, please?
Of course. Buon Natale a tutti!
Well, can you tell us, like in a normal year, what are some of the Christmas traditions there in the Netherlands as far as celebrating this holiday season?
Well, I think with Christmas over here, we celebrate it, unlike you have Christmas Eve. That's not common here. It's starting a little, but we have the 25th and the 26th. Those are the both days that you celebrate Christmas. Okay. So you get together with the family. They mostly go to church on the first Christmas day.
Yeah, here they celebrate Saint Nicholas.
Yes.
5th, but that's a bit a problem with the black meat. The discrimination.
Yeah, sure.
More people are shifting to the Christmas.
Because the gifts, like you know it with Christmas, we do that with Santa Claus normally. Yeah. But as that is a bit problematic, then now people change their presents to Christmas. So that's more.
But still, you have those festivities in a city nearby Deventer. They have usually a Charles Dickens festival.
Charles Dickens festival.
And they have a very pretty old town. And then they have actors and magicians in the book market. That's pretty neat. Yeah. And in Zwolle they have a small winter land.
Fair. Yeah.
with the ice skating and the big tree. Oh, and they have those light ornaments all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very common here. Every town has it in the city center. They have all the Christmas lighting in the streets.
Yes.
On the poles, and they have very nice
Ornaments
lights.
pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I imagine those villages like you're talking about that have an old city town. It really looks nice like that.
It's very nice.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Yeah.
But it's not like in Germany, the big Christmas markets.
No.
Yeah.
The Dutch normally would go to Germany to have the Christmas market.
Sure, right.
The Dutch like it.
Tell our viewers a little bit about how the Netherlands are coping with COVID-19 and what's the prospects of getting a vaccine that is going to help.
Well, right now there are a lot of people demonstrating against the COVID-19 precautions because a lot of us don't agree.
Yeah.
But still, well, they don't have enough IC beds. They only have 1,000 IC beds, and I think that's the problem. I'm not really.
Wow, yeah.
So they don't send elderly ill people. They don't go to the hospital anymore. So they don't need so many, they say. I don't like that decision either.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that, because it's also a lot of mindset, that now they're thinking we have the vaccine, so we can protect the most vulnerable people and the younger people who are not so affected, but can go on traveling again.
Yeah.
So thinking of that, we even ordered 2 new buses for next year.
Ah, okay.
So we're pretty hopeful that we're at the end of the tunnel on transporting people, and we found some kind of UV filter. You can have it made inside the air conditioning, and it spreads a kind of anti-oxidants, they say.
Yes.
And it turns any virus or bacteria or mold into oxygen and water.
Wow.
So we're trying to figure that out to install it in all our buses.
Yeah.
So you always have a safe environment during the trip.
That is great.
Should help people to be getting trusted again in traveling in a motor coach.
Yeah, sure. Right. Before we go, can you give a Christmas greeting in Dutch to these folks that are going to be watching this video?
Right, I will.
Okay. Prettig feest.
Prettig kerstfeest.
Prettig kerstfeest.
En een gelukkig nieuwjaar. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. Karen and Martin, thank you very much. It's really great seeing you. And
likewise.
And take care. Tell the kids hi as well, okay?
Right.
We will.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Greetings to Charlotte.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining Travel Talk Tuesday again tonight. You see on the screen here, my friend from Madrid and fellow tour guide, Federico Garcia. So, Federico.
Hi, my friends. Nice to meet you.
Well, we're chatting tonight a little bit about Christmas traditions, and you in Spain and in Madrid. Tell us a little bit about how you recall Christmas in a normal year and how you celebrate it.
Well, we just try to do, something normal as much as we can. You see, you know that here in Southern Europe, mostly Spain, we really enjoy to have that kind of big family reunions, you see. And now due to the situation that we all know, we can't do that. It's just a matter of common sense and ethical behavior. So we just have to, what we call here, our small bubbles, you see. So that means that we just have to have those small family reunions, you see, not the big ones, you see. And that is where people actually, with a little bit of prudency and a little bit of common sense, I think is going to work out quite well. We really hope so. We cross our fingers, you see, because that is what we have to do. So, it's going to be a kind of different Christmas, you see, but come on, it's just what it is, and we have to assume that. So it's not actually a big problem. We have to understand the situation, you see, and there will be better times next year, and that is okay. That is, as far as we can still be somehow together, you see, I think it's working. Now, I have actually here, or I can tell you that here in Spain, David, we also celebrate. We are actually celebrating Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, 24, 25. Also, we celebrate a lot New Year's Eve, I mean the 31st December and 1st of January, you see. Those are the 4 big dates. And I have good news for children. If you are a child in Spain, you are the lucky one, because we have a kind of extension of Christmas holidays, including the day of Epiphany, which is January the 6th. And that is the moment in which the 3 wise men came from Orient to give presents to the kids, you see. And that is what we celebrate here a lot. It's a very popular tradition. Yeah, the nativity scenes are actually very popular in Spain, very popular. We have to say thank you to those Italians from Naples, from southern Italy, because Spain was actually ruling southern Italy for several centuries, and as a consequence of that, we brought here some of those traditions. Those nativity scenes came in from Calabria and Sicily, basically from the city of Naples. They are actually very popular in Spain, and we have one of the best Neapolitan nativity scenes in the Royal Palace in the city in Madrid, you see, and that is really creative and very beautiful. It is very popular. Also, of course, Christmas decoration everywhere, Christmas lights everywhere, you see. That is mostly coming from the Anglo-Saxon world.
That'll be wonderful. Well, to wrap this up, why don't you share with my friends a Christmas greeting from Madrid in Spanish? Could you do
All
that
right.
for us?
Oh, hi. There is actually a very popular song which says, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Próspero año y felicidad. You say?
Perfect. I want to introduce you to my friend from the area of London, and her name is Jackie Haywood, and we've met on several occasions, and she is just a fantastic local Blue Badge guide there in London, and we have such a great time with her as we experience all the sights and sounds of London when we are there on our tours. Today we're reaching out to Jackie and talking a little bit about some of the Christmas traditions in London and in England and how they might differ from what we do here in the United States. So Jackie, take it away. What do you think?
Well, hello everyone, and very Merry Christmas to everyone. As you can possibly see, Christmas is in full swing here. It's a bit of a different one this year because we can't go in anybody else's house. But that doesn't stop us. This year, we've all gone crazy with our outdoor decorations. And the whole town here, well, town, I'm in a village, is lit up. So that's a new thing for us. Really. I think it happens a lot in America. It happens a little here, but not so much individual houses. But people have gone to town this year, which is very nice.
Yeah. Well, in the community I live in, I'm sort of in the countryside, and typically there's a string or two of lights, but I think everybody is so bored, they're just staying at home, and there's lights all over the place here. So I think that might be a worldwide thing for those of us who celebrate Christmas. Yeah.
Last night on the road I live on, which is not a very long road, we had a carol service outside. So each house, everybody stood outside their house, and it was raining. So I had fairy lights under my umbrella, and watched there and sung a few carols and a few poppy Christmas songs, which was very
that's great. You know, a lot of us here in the United States, we always hear and maybe even try to practice some of what we think are the English traditions. As far as related to Christmas. Two that pop into my mind at the moment are the Yule log and the wassail punch or whatever. Is that a real thing in England?
Neither thing have I ever encountered.
Okay.
To burst that bubble, no. I mean, I think we definitely have Christmas pudding. Everybody will have Christmas pudding. Everybody will have mince pies.
Okay.
Most houses will have a turkey. So food-wise, those are the key things.
Yeah. Now, what is a Christmas pudding?
Well, if you're lucky, it will be round, but mostly it's more of a basin shape. And it's a very fruity pudding,
Mhm.
you can really only eat about 3 teaspoons. The older you get, the less you can eat of it. And it's traditional to put what we used to call in our old pre-1971 money, a silver sixpence.
Okay.
A terrible thing to do because the least capable person would normally break their teeth on it. Just to bring you luck.
Yeah.
Um,
So is this a savory dish or a sweet dish?
You have it after you've had your huge Christmas lunch.
Okay.
And come with a white sauce normally, or custard, or maybe brandy butter even.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Now, is Christmas Day the big celebration or Christmas Eve? Which?
Absolutely Christmas Day.
Okay.
That really is the focus. On the continent, people do more on a Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Eve, it's quite popular. You might go and see friends, have a few drinks, mince pies, that kind of stuff. But mostly the focus is get the kids to bed as early as you can because Father Christmas is coming around.
True.
And then on Christmas Day, most people that I know, most of us will start with breakfast. And the tradition normally is to have scrambled eggs and smoked salmon with a glass of champagne or to get things going. And then ideally, go out for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got kids, they might have had stockings first thing in the morning. So you go out for your walk, come back. Christmas lunch is quite late normally. Most people probably won't start till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And well, in our house, lunch goes on until about 7 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
It's very big.
Yeah. The people that we've been talking to in other countries, for example, Spain, the Netherlands, Italy, Germany, I've been asking them to give us their own special greeting in their language. Luckily, we can understand your language pretty well, but I think you do have a couple of different expressions. We say Merry Christmas here, and is that what you say as well? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year?
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Most cards, that's what they say. That's it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And normally it's considered not great to say Happy New Year too early. So
Okay.
Happy New Year, you should say when it comes.
All right. So wait until the 1st. And then, okay.
Really, for the Happy New Year's.
Exactly. Because we want to stretch that celebration out for a whole week, Christmas and then the New Year as well.
As far as I know, it's going on till March.
You got it. Well, listen, Jackie, thank you so much for taking the time today and inviting us into your home. It's really decorated well. It looks wonderful with your Christmas decorations. And it's just so great to see you and talk to you. We haven't even laid eyes on each other for over a year now. And it's just a great pleasure to talk to you. And thank you again for allowing us to come in and talk with you today.
Likewise, it's a pleasure to see you, David, as ever. And I very much hope that I will see you next year.
I'm looking forward to it. That is for sure. Well, listen, have a good evening, and thank you so much again. Take care, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Bye
Okay.
for now. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Hi, David McGuffin here from Salzburg, Austria. We're at the Christkindl market here in Salzburg, the Christchild market, the Christmas market, right here in Salzburg. I'm looking, behind me is the famous cathedral, the Dome of Salzburg, built in the 1628, and what you see here in the Baroque style. And all around me is a fantastic Christmas market where you can find all kind of handmade crafts. And tonight, a Monday night, it's not so crowded. So please join me as we look around the Salzburg Christmas market. For me, one of the unique features of any Christmas market is the hot mulled wine and spirits known as glühwein, punch, and the alcohol-free Kinder Punch. Visiting a Christmas market is a family event. There's something here for all ages. Handmade Christmas decorations, trinkets, candy, scarves, mittens, socks, and leather items are very popular at many Christmas markets.
It is important to note that about 90% of the items sold in the Christmas markets here in Salzburg are required to be handmade in Europe. Only the most inexpensive trinkets are imported from China, Japan, and Korea. Let's not forget about the food. It's one of the best features of the markets. You'll find many varieties of hot dog, bratwurst, fresh bread, pizzas, and flatbreads. For the vendors, manning a booth is a grueling 25 days of nonstop work. Many vendors stake their yearly business success on their making a profit at the Christmas markets. No matter the weather, rain, snow, sleet, and sunshine, the markets are always open for business. Live music is important at Christmas time, and there's no better place to enjoy it than here at the Christmas markets. Each day, you likely will find several performances by local choirs, brass bands, and woodwind ensembles. So from the Christkindl market here in Salzburg, your adventure starts here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. Merry Christmas and auf Wiedersehen. Hey, David McGuffin here, a cold and blustery day in the Christmas markets at Rotenburg on the Tauber. Hope you enjoy just a 60-second look around the Christmas markets here in this medieval town. David McGuffin here, ending my day from Rotenburg at the Christmas markets. Hey, your adventure starts right here with David McGuffin's Exploring Europe. Merry Christmas. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Now you have to stand up over here, Charlotte.
You didn't say that.
No, because you're sitting down. The camera's over here. So.
Hi.
So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Laurie, for mentioning that you can hear me. I found a mute button on my microphone finally, so thank you for that. But gosh, we're here in our homestead here in Middleburg, Florida. So thank you guys. I know a lot of you have been to some of the Christmas markets. So now's the time to chip in and tell us what you think, because you know, I've spent 2 days putting all this together. I hope it brings back some memories from what you've experienced before. What do you think? Yeah, I know, everybody's shy.
I think you were on your first one.
Were you? When was that, Asa?
I think was it 2012? 2012.
Yeah, I think you were then, yeah. Did Elbow Bus, did we do a tour with them, with Peter driving? Is that what, or not?
Or Martin, which was it?
I don't know. But they're both good drivers.
We did
We were safe.
We did the Christmas market and then 2 others within 3 years, and it's hard to remember which one was which.
I understand.
It's a lot of the same places, but we did Heidelberg, Rotenburg, Munich, Salzburg.
Right.
We were in Munich.
Great trip.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
8 years ago today, we were in Munich.
Okay, thank you, Laurie. Yeah. Charlotte, what's your favorite destination on
Somebody
this?
else was talking. It came up in my memories on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Probably my favorite destination on the Christmas markets tour would be Rotenburg, just because it's such a quaint little town, very Christmassy all year round. So anytime you go, it's going to have a lot of Christmas influence, but it's one of my favorite places.
Leanne, I can't see everybody, and boy, we've had a a problem keeping up with everybody tonight and trying to do Facebook Live and all that kind of stuff. But Leanne, I know you've been on one a couple of years ago. That was quite a large tour for us, maybe 20 people or so. But what's your favorite memory?
Probably my favorite memory would be Salzburg. I remember waking up and it was snowing, and I remember going to the location where they filmed The Sound of Music. And that very first Christmas market we went to, the one that there's a picture of you and Charlotte in the email you've been sending out. I mean, to me, that was just the most magical little place. It was a quaint, small little market. And then of course the one in the city, it was just, that whole day was just so magical and just set the whole tone and ambiance and everything for the entire trip. It was just wonderful to start off there. And I started collecting some of these. These are the little mugs you get
There you go.
I was very good because I was buying tons of Christmas ornaments. I only have 2 mugs. And I didn't get around to making glühwein, but I did buy some. I bought some.
How's it taste? How's it?
Got it's ready to go.
Is it pretty good? Have you tasted it?
I've had it before. I'm actually going to give it to my brother-in-law as a gift.
Oh, okay.
We're not technically giving anything this year, but he'll pour it for everybody, so it'll be,
Yeah.
kind of
Good. Very good.
I can't wait. Anybody that's never been on one of the Christmas market trips, I've been fortunate in my previous job to be able to travel to some places in Europe and other places, and this is by far one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend the trip, and I hopefully have a friend going with me next year.
Good. I don't know if, Leanne, you're referring to one or two places comes to mind. The first place on our most recent trips to Christmas market trips in that area, we go to Muncie. And we try to time our tour where we arrive there during the first couple of days of Advent, where the market is actually open, which if you're a Sound of Music fan, that's where the wedding ceremony with Maria and the captain were filmed.
Yeah,
but you might be
night.
but you might be also referring to the palace outside of town.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah, which is called Hellbrunn. And in recent years also, we've arranged those tours to hit that market when it's open, because sometimes you could show up on a Monday or Tuesday morning and nothing's open there. So we try to arrange it so that it's a great experience for everyone. But a Hellbrunn market, and that's a palace outside of town for the Grand Dukes of Salzburg back in the day, you know? Yep. Anybody else have anything to say?
Yeah, we really enjoyed the night in Reutte. It was very snowy that night that we were there after we left New Schwanstein.
Right, I recall that. And we actually, after having a fantastic dinner there in the little inn with my friend Herman, I recall going out on the front steps, and the snow had fallen even during the time we had dinner. Mm-hmm. And we sang a Christmas carol, and a few of us walked down to the local church and all of that. I mean, that's just something that just sticks in your memory.
Yep, I celebrated my birthday there, and it was one of the best birthdays ever.
Okay, yeah. Great. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Hey, Laurie. Good to see you.
When we were in Salzburg, I got a call during the middle of the night that my nephew, that my niece that was pregnant, she was having a boy.
Oh, wow.
That was a really good memory for me.
I bet so. Yeah.
Salzburg. Love Salzburg.
Yeah. Is Diane, are you on the call tonight? I think. Yeah, you might be the only one who knows Ilaria.
Yes, it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a character, and we've enjoyed working with her years and years, but there's never a dull moment with Ilaria. And so if you have a chance to go to one of our Italy tours, she really chips in and helps us out a great deal there as well. And we also talked to Julia earlier, and Julia does nowadays all our city tours in Rome. So she takes our groups to the Vatican in the morning. Now I guess there's no crowds, but in the mornings at 7 o'clock in the morning, and there's nobody there. And then we do the Colosseum, and we enter in through the gladiator entrance down in the bottom and come up with just a few people there. And she does such a fantastic job there. So Ilaria and Julia are just wonderful additions to our tour team there as well. Thanks, Diane. Okay, I probably kept y'all long enough. It's, you know, most of you guys are from North Florida, and it's kind of cold here. I don't know what it is, but I'm out here in just my little Bavarian jacket. I need a coat on. But thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We wish you a very, very, very Merry Christmas. Leslie, come up here and join us, because like I said, Leslie helps us out. She keeps everything together. Just lives right around the corner from us. But we wish you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. I know we're not supposed to say that, but we wish that you're being very blessed and have a wonderful, wonderful celebration the next couple of days. And just to wrap it all up, next Tuesday night, I'll be live online, but we're going to do a sort of a pre-recorded thing from my friend in North Wales. His name is John, and we're going to talk about tourism in North Wales. And he also is a minister there as well. So we'll talk a little about his ministry to the Celtic languages in Europe. So great. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Frohlich Navidad. We'll put it all together, German and Spanish together, right? Buon Natale. Great. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.